Okay, Mr. Wolf, thank you. That was like so much good information that you just gave. Yeah, I don't give her vitamins, but yeah, this whining thing, and I do think it has to do with their own spiritual awakening too during this ascension and stuff. I think totally. And, probably feeling new parts of themselves because they were like two-dimensional. They only had their existence was only what they could see. So, their existence of reality is so different than ours. But yeah, I'll try the vitamins. And yeah, hers, she's just got a disability or whatever. I'm, breeders just doing things, I guess, corrupt interbreeding kind of stuff because I don't know, they're not supposed to get hip dysplasia and arthritis when they're really little. That's what the vet said. But okay, so I just got to talk about this drive that I just did into town. For one thing, when I went out and started doing the driveway, I don't know how it is in South Dakota or North Dakota, whichever one you said you were in, but here, the snow and stuff is not normal. And so when I went out and I waited for the temperature to go up above freezing for a couple hours, and when I went out, it was just like total ice pack. And the snow is just a weird consistency. Like right now is I had gotten it all off of my carport the other day. It was like a foot. It was so heavy, and now it looks like it's just all of this ice again that is accumulated, and you can't even budge it. It is so heavy. This is so weird. And so when I was driving, because here where we're at, it just looks like snow everywhere. So you're assuming like, well, there would be snow everywhere. And especially, when you're hearing the passes are closed. I mean, they're putting that on our weather thing here for our weather alert or whatever, that the passes are closed, with these state highways are closed, closing us off. But still, I couldn't go to the vet or anything because those roads are closed. And so I couldn't get there. But so when you go out, and then I was like, well, all of the mountains that are all around, because when you're coming from town, you would not even be able to tell you were going up in elevation. I mean, I'm only at 600 elevation, whatever it's called. And so the only way you can even tell is because it becomes more rural and really foresty and really twisty. But you're not going, it doesn't feel like you're going like up a lot. And 600 isn't a whole lot. But since it's like we're at the ocean, I guess that's what people were explaining to me, because we get this weather that would be like the mountains. I'm not even kidding you. 20 minutes outside of Bellingham, it started just being snow everywhere. In Bellingham, that illumination disc was out, and it was so hot. It was blinding. It really fucked with my eyes. And even with sunglasses on, it is blinding. I do not understand how people are not. I can't imagine people just not being out there and pointing and saying stuff. It is definitely like that thing where nobody wants to stand out. So even if they notice, they're going to pretend like they don't notice because they don't want to be thought of as the weirdo, oddball, crazy person, like me. But I don't care. I could care less anymore. I mean, once it started being that people were hating me and thinking I was a certain way, I was like, oh, fuck this. Fuck this. So, I don't give a fuck. But so, okay, so the things I was noticing is the snow is weird. Like, it's not melting normal. It should be a lot more of a melt. This is weird. You can tell it's artificial. It doesn't seem real at all. It's super crunchy. It is just it's super odd. And I'm sure that there would be people who would say, well, it's because the atmosphere there is more moist and it's going to have more water and that it's going to be more dense, the snow, and blah, blah, blah. I just think, it's awfully weird how all of this stuff just works simultaneously together. That just is all this weird stuff. So when I was going and I look over and I see the mountains, and the very top of Mount Baker had snow on it, but all the mountains down lower and all around me. There was none. It was like some had like a tiny dust. We have got freaking feet. It is what in the what this reminds me of like the Truman Show, you know, when he's on the beach and they're making it rain on him and he moves and the rain doesn't, and then it follows him. I swear to God, that is what this is like. It is like they have taken their storm, put it right over us. And so then when I saw the stuff with the weird way that the mountains didn't have snow, when it should be, those should be white and we shouldn't. And it's got that inversion thing again, upside down. Like it doesn't make any sense. So then I'm start driving and right in front of me, it was weird because it was the same thing as when that airplane was coming right at me on the freeway. And and still everybody's just like, nobody, I was ready to just dead stop in the freeway. And everybody else just seems oblivious. So so when I was going, there was this line right across, like chemtrails should be above me. Usually they're always above you, not in front of you like that. So it's like directly in front of me, and then below it is all of this, like, it's a totally different color sky. It looks like different clouds and stuff. And then I was like, oh my God, what is this? The line, the inversion line? Like, what is going on? This is so weird. How is the sky like? So it's just totally weird. It looked like this total split. And then I was like, oh my gosh, see, they're just pressing this these storms into certain areas. So it's like, it's got to be it. Like they've got us, you know, encased or something. Like, what the fuck? So as I keep going, then the illumination disc is out roaring. And so then it just becomes like no sun. Where the illumination disc is, I mean, no snow. Where the illumination disc is, it's freaking hot. Like it says it's like 37 degrees, but if you're standing in it, it feels like what you would think the sun would feel like on a 100-degree day. So, you know, another thing that just doesn't match. So in town where they get a lot of this trickery with the sky system, they had no snow on the ground and it was very melted. It was like dry. I'm like trudging around in my snow boots, like coming from, I'm only 30 minutes away, but we've got feet of snow. Then while I'm going, then I'm sitting at the light waiting, and I'm right directly in front of me is the freaking moon. I'm like, okay, so we got the sun right here and we got the moon right there. Okay, where are our scientists? Please explain this. I mean, I really want to check with my friend in Australia and say, hey, did you have the moon last night? Because while you were sleeping, the moon was over our place. So I don't know what's going on around here. Because can we have the moon like that? When it's supposed to be on the other side of the planet, right? This is a globe. Isn't it supposed to be the moon and the sun are on separate sides? How are they meeting? How are they having this little get together? And then what it was even crazier, I was watching them while I was driving. Once I saw the line, then I kept my eye on it. I kept looking for a place to pull over. I wanted to get a really good shot of it. There were so many good shots, but you know, there's nowhere to pull over. And even if you could find a bare ledge, I mean, there was car wrecks and shit where I saw a 4-car thing. Another car I saw like flipped on its side in a ditch. Like there's so there's no place to pull over. You have to just kind of you know, get your shot when you can. So when I was watching it, I started seeing that they were having other planes come in and they were putting more of them all around where this one was. And I was like, why are they doing them down low like this? This is so weird. Like, what in the hell? Usually they're always above us. And, you know, but I talk about all of the poisons and toxins that we are, and these weird weather systems that don't belong here. But, you know, climate change. So then once I saw the sun and the moon, and then they were doing the trails all over, trying to block this illumination disc. And like I said before, probably because they have to move it, and probably because it does heat up. I bet you if it's some sort of artificial heat structure thing, maybe after it's been on for hours and hours, like a light bulb, it starts putting out a lot of heat or something. I'm not sure. It is, I would love to know. I'd love to understand everything. But, I mean, right now, all we can do is notice and ask questions. So we got the sun and the moon. They're doing the trails. While I'm driving, suddenly our plane goes and starts doing it over the moon right in front of me. I'm like in real time. I'm watching them do this. And then I'm trying to see, like, on the side of when I was driving, it was Canada. And they have these, oh my God, the beautiful mountain ranges you can see. And that's where you see a lot of this weird, this inversion with the sky. Like, it shouldn't be the lightest part around the mountains. Like the mountains are glowing or something. It looks weird. And so then as I was driving and I was looking at them, I was like, some of those are dark. Where's the snow? Like some places had a lot of snow. And then I started being like, that isn't the mountain. That's freaking shadows. Like there's giant, giant shadows. But there's not a goddamn cloud in the sky. Where are the shadows coming from? Why is it look like there's these like giant ships blocking the sun or something? Like it looks so unnatural. And so then while I'm driving, also right after I had seen the moon, then I see a craft. And it was going, and I was on a highway, so I couldn't pull. So I'm looking for a place like to pull over in a parking lot or something. Well, it's Meridian, but it becomes a state highway. So it's, it has some stores, but there's not like, pullouts or something. So I see this craft going, and it was it looked like a silver sausage or something. And I'm noticing it because it is right in front of me. Again, all this stuff is like, it's just right in front of me. Like I can't miss them. So it's going right in front of me and I'm watching. I'm like, okay, could that be a plane? Because that sure is weird looking. It is much too fat. It's moving weird. And so I just keep watching it and it's moving really weird. Not like a plane at all. And so I'm thinking, I wonder what it could be. I'm just going to get footage. I'm just going to pull over. I'm going to get footage and I'm looking for a thing and I'm keeping my eye on it, watching it. And then it disappeared. It disappeared. It was like nowhere. And it looked like a silver, because it looked like there was like light reflecting off of it or something. And it looked like kind of like this shape or something, but really big. And it was just moving really weird across the sky. And then plus it disappeared, but, if my daughter was in the car, she'd be, oh, quit watching the sky. It's an airplane. Oh, it moved. And so now you can't see it because the sun's not on it or something. They come up with everything they can. But there was no clouds. There's no, the only thing that was blocking the sun was the airplanes hurrying to try and cover it. The sun. I say that very loosely. It's not the sun. And so then, and it was really making me think, like, are we already, has the planet moved already? Just like I said before, like, are we all just waking up to something that already happened? And this has all already happened and we're just waking up and the planet is already in a different place or something? Like our sky is already different, but they're trying to cover it up and hide it? Like, this is so bizarre. I remember being a kid and seeing the moon in the daytime. And I would always be like, why is the moon? Isn't the moon supposed to be on the other side of the planet? And people would always just, I don't even remember what they would say. But it was like they would just want to discount it. They wouldn't even like want to think about it. I've asked that so many times when I've seen it out in the daytime. And it doesn't make any sense. It does make no sense whatsoever how it can be on over me if it's on the other side of the planet and it's daylight here and it's night, it's nighttime there. I don't know. I mean, everything that is, you know, fake or illusion or whatever, it doesn't make any sense. But the thing is how much has changed. Like things that don't make any sense. Like how the horizon line is lighter, how there's shadows when there's no shadows on the mountains, how the weather is hitting harder just in certain places. Just like that fucking rainstorm on Truman. Like, oh my God, this is just so crazy. I feel just so burnt out on all of this stuff. You know, Stella being sick. Oh, but she was just whining and whining. She wanted to go with me and she gets in the car and then she's just whining and whining. And I just was like, you just got to stop. You got to quit. You got to stop crying. And then she did. She laid down. She was panting a lot. But, you know, maybe it does have to do with if the dogs are starting to feel more and their awareness is becoming more and they're starting to understand things on another level too, then, you know, they've got to also handle a lot with their emotions. And yeah, I 100% believe that they can see energy and stuff that we can't see. So yeah, I think they see other things around. She's always barking at stuff that I don't see. And anyway, so those were a bunch of weird things. The mountain ranges weren't making any sense. The sun and the moon right there as they're fucking covering them. The temperature not matching at all. The snow right under the disc completely melted, drying. And then out here is barely, it says it's 41 degrees. 41 degrees, it should be mass melting. I mean, there should be so much fucking water dripping. The other day when the water was dripping like a crazy flood, and I said, oh, the big melt has started. That, I think it was like 37 degrees. And now it's like 41, and it's not at all. It is no drips, nothing. Because nothing matches. Like, just like I said with the time and the clock. It's just nothing is matching. The nighttime, and I don't get how it is all, you know, I don't get how everything is working, but I just know everything is off. And I don't know, maybe it is just in my world. Maybe it is my, you know, my transition out of this reality and just seeing all of these things and, you know, seeing through time, seeing through all of this illusion that is, oh, it's just crazy. And then back here, just like right in my neighborhood too, it is a total, it is like such an ice rink, just like what I was figuring it would be. It's just packed down. I bet you it is, I don't know. When I was just doing my driveway, and I had already done it with the biggest snow part, and when I just did it again from the second snowstorm, so I'd already, not plowed, I'd already shoveled, and it was down to the dirt. And oh, it was so nice. 12 hours, 10 hours. And then it started snowing again. So when I just went out there to shovel it this morning, it's just a total ice pack. And it was like 3 or 4 inches of ice pack. So I would imagine the road is probably, I don't know, 6 or something, 6 inches. Like you could go out here and play hockey, I betcha, on this freaking snow, on this street, and in the whole neighborhood. So I saw one road where it did look like it was melting, but the rest of it, no, it's just back here. Like, why is the temperature being up? Why do you have to be directly under the illumination disc? Like, the sun, in a normal sun situation, I think the sun is further away, for one thing. This illumination disc thing is way too close. And I think it's further away. And it radiates a lot further. And it puts out like an equal kind of heat. This thing is it's like a direct heat source kind of thing, and it moves weird. Like it is not like we never get it out here. The only way that we even have it is because you can see it. Because obviously in Bellingham they get it all the time. Every time I go to Bellingham, it's out, and it is not ever out over here. So I don't know, but in normal sun should be this whole area, right? It can cover the whole freaking country. At least the like how they have it divided in the coasts, the Pacific coast, East Coast, Southern Mountain, and whatever. So the sun should still be equal over that whole area because we all are on the same time. So even when it moves, because it should move like the clock, that's what it should be doing, because that's how they used to be able to monitor time, was by the sundial, because you could trust the rotation of it or something, but it's not. It's just like, doing its own thing in this world. But, it's because somebody is manipulating it. Somebody is working it. And in the same with our weather systems, they are totally artificial. It's totally, man-made. And I'm expecting there's going to probably be another big one because they're over there, creating another system. I was watching them in real time while they did it. So, I don't know. This is, well, if this is just going to probably go on for months, I literally saw couples walking together outside with this on. I never put one on the whole time, and I had to, grab my bags and stuff. I went into one store and didn't have it on, and everybody else had it on, and the lady was very uncomfortable. You could tell. Everybody was like, "Wow, get back. She's probably diseased." It's like, it's so crazy. You just want to be like, "Oh my God, you fool. Do you really think that is protecting you from a deadly disease? Does that really make sense to you? In your logical brain, using your common sense, does that make sense? A little piece of fabric, save your damn life. Why have we not used this in the past? Why is this such a new thing? I mean, we've had so much sickness. God, if we could have just known about them. Oh, think of all the lives we could have saved. Ugh. Just crazy. So, anyways, I just had to. It was crazy. I couldn't even believe it when I saw a craft of the moon, the sun, they're real time. I was like, oh my gosh, this is insanity. They're working overtime. Like, we're in a war, 100%. And most of the people haven't even woke up to the fact that there's anything happening. So, it's just mental. And I'm just so glad that I got to get out. I went and got some more food. And I didn't really, creamer. I'm constantly needing creamer because I'm really, especially because it's been so cold and I haven't really had wood, which, man, this wood, there's so much I have learned, just so much about people who they don't see themselves, and you just see things that they can't see. And they all are this virtue, like, oh, I'm the best person in the whole wide world. It's like, oh, in your mirror, it might be a little dirty, because it's not what you're reflecting out in the world. So, anyways, I couldn't go get more wood either, because I was going to go leave my name and number in the one guy where I'd been getting the wood and see if he would just come and deliver me some. But, the roads are closed, so I couldn't. And then, anyways, I think I was going to say something else about this road. Because I don't know if it's just because it's so thick of ice in most, well, I don't think very many people over here had four-wheel drive. Even though my daughter, had only been here a couple months, but she said, oh, yes, they do. Everybody, I don't think so. And I sure don't see very many people going. Still no deliveries. Still no trash man has come. And The only cars I've seen go by are pickups and I think a couple of SUVs, and that's it. And mine's a Volvo wagon, so I think it's front wheel drive or something like that. And it did pretty well. Pretty well. I was driving slow, but I did see where people, were wrecked. And so back here, but once it starts even melting more, it will just become so slick. It's going to take a while to melt, and people are just like really kind of just seems like everybody's like stuck. And then you go out and you got that weird sun thing, and then all these people just going and going and going and scurrying around, and man, it's just different realities going on, so different, every little pocket, and we all thought we were living in the same world, and it's very, very not. It's really showing a lot, like how I think it is because we're all just like little little lab experiments all over the place. So everything is different in all of our lives and stuff, because really, if we were just living regular and we didn't have all this manipulation over our systems and stuff, I don't think there would be so much difference between any of us. I think we would find, and we will find, that we're all just the same. So anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm already just keep talking and talking. My mind is just so blown. It was really cool though when I got to see that spaceship, and I thought maybe you wouldn't be able to see it if I got it on video, but I was still gonna try. I was like, fuck, I see all sorts of people showing these things, because you can tell it just doesn't look right. It's not the right shape. It doesn't move the same. So I wanted to get it, but I'm freaking disappearing. But that was so cool to see that happening. But that's not the first time I've seen a spaceship since I've lived out here. And that's what I've always heard, is they are around certain mountainous places, and there's a lot of sightings around here. So I don't know. Maybe there's an ark. Maybe we have an ark out here. Maybe we'll see some action with the aliens. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll see what the rest of this day brings, and tomorrow. So have a good day. Mr. Wolf, stay warm, man. That weather. But they are hitting us hard. Like, I don't know if your weather is being messed with artificial. I know it's like really cold there. Which my grandma, my mom's mom, she was from South Dakota, I think. Maybe no, I'm pretty sure it was South Dakota. I know another person from North Dakota. All I know is it's freaking cold there. It's beautiful, but cold. So everybody stay safe and warm wherever you are. And they're going at it. They're going hard on us. So have a great day. Talk to you later.